today? How's it going? What are the dreams? Doing baseball? Tennis? Fuck the guy. Oh, this guy. How's it going, Tail? Living the dream. Oh. Next place Friday. I'm like, how many more numbers?
especially for a game that calls for such precision when serving, when volleying back and forth. This doubles matchup's going a little bit longer. Seems like a little bit more of a fight. Our first singles, I believe, is happening right before our eyes here. Current scores I see over there is 1-0. We are 3-2 here. It looks like the Golden Wolves are in the driver's seat right now with that. Albright making a comeback case, though. And a lot of it's just hemmed upon the fact that Alvernia hasn't been able to capitalize on the times where Albright has done a mystery, but right there they get something really good there. That ball drops right on in, bounces right on off the net, and as the ball goes dead, Alvernia gets something going their way there a little bit. Probably a momentum push for them in this round. First serve goes by the wayside of a missed serve. They'll try again. And second serve just out of the playing area. They'll swap servers. And they'll swap sides and subsequently go to a whole new set of volleys, with Albright now up 4-3, able to steal both points during that little exhibition. Alvernia really making the case there at the end, but by that point, it's a little bit too little too late on that one. And, a lot of it had to do with some lucky plays that Albright just gets there, like the send in that just went off the back of the racket and out. You're not going to get any better type of play than that right there. That's a nice robbery, especially after they got so many first-time miss serves. So we'll see if Alvernia can make their comeback with this one, as that first ball hits the netting. It's not able to get enough heat upon it to get it passing in on their side, so Albright will draw first blood. Love them. As they get ready for the second serve. That one bounces off. Beautiful back and forth there. Not able to put that in the landing zone, though. Otherwise, that would have been a very good setup for an incredible volley between the two. Right now, really poising Albright to take the point as it's 30 love. First serve goes by the wayside. Missed serve on the first one. This will be their second serve. And volleyed back. And what's up? Good to see you too. Just adding more points to this Albright case here. As it's 40 love currently. Alvernia's got to get something on the board here. And there you go. That makes it 40-15 here, folks. And that's going to set up something nice here. First serve goes by the miss. We'll do another round. Second serve goes by the miss. This should make it 40-30. And now things get a little bit more interesting here as Alvernia is within striking distance of deuce and potentially taking advantage. I'll tie it up at 4 apiece. If Alvernia wins the next 2, I think they play one more. As they will change sides to serve. Be Alvernia's turn to serve. They'll change serving teams. Excuse me. It'll be Alvernia's turn to serve. Oh, and an incredible volley right there. That just really notches it up there. They'll go again. Just have a look at those balls across the net there. That can be detrimental. I'll try another serve. Albright just setting up really well here. That one out playing, that's beautiful right there for Alvernia to stay in it. As they call out there. Serve goes by the wayside. They'll do it again. And that serve went out. I think they will adjust the score and swap sides here. We'll see who won. Yeah, it's always interesting that they don't adjust the score at the end to see who ended up winning. I need someone smarter than me here. Looks like Albright might have taken all the doubles. Still cannot dock the effort there at the end from the Alvernia crew to do it. As they will transfer over now to single play. One single going over on the other side here. 5-0 the current. We'll be sticking with Jill from our doubles group that you just saw here. She should be on the same court if I'm not mistaken. Yesterday we followed Was it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday. I'm losing my mind. Yesterday we followed Boys through his double and then single. We'll see if Jill can win her single here today, but ladies and gentlemen, this is not your normal type of game here. We'll see how the singles goes and rejoin you once they get that all set up and running. Oh! Doors open. As they prep to swap over to singles now. And nobody told me today was dog at the courts day, but I don't think we mind much.
We still have a double. Really good games today. Thursday, Friday, for sure. Oh, that's my bad. I'm backing up with you. Here we go.
I love Kay over here. He's got us down. Doubles didn't go Alvernia's way now. Jill will try to bring in a singles win for her group and able to get her opponent to volley on that one. Off the net it goes. And she'll get another chance to serve and try to take the advantage to her. And I'm really liking this serve style from her. It's very calm. It's very patient. Right? It's very deliberate. She knows where she wants to go. She knows where she wants to put the ball. And she's going to put the ball in that area. And once again, just works out. Her opponent isn't able to corral it. Hasn't been able to get off, hasn't been able to get a volley so far with Jill. So I have definitely enjoyed seeing that so far in the singles and very positive for her performance in it so far. It could be a key indicator of something pretty awesome here. As she leads after the first round, 1-0. Her opponent takes a turn now to start with the ball. So she'll serve off here. If you just keep applying that same philosophy that you did with the serving, should be fine here. You're seeing Albright use a lot more power serve than the deliberate planned, succinct serving that has you placing the ball in a specific location. That one just bounces over the net. Should go down as a missed serve there. They'll redo it again. And able to get away with that one. It's 2 missed serves. She doesn't have to swing her racket on that one. You're going to get away with that pretty well if you don't have to swing a racket on it. Yeah. You're all good, though. You're good. Thanks. I know, it's a weird spot. Everyone's running everywhere. Able to get that power serve off there again. This time, Jill doing a good job to get a hold of it. And, oh, way to go there, indeed. So you hear it from the bench. That's exactly what you wanted to see. And really, the patience, the plan just works out in the end. She's able to make her opponent run back and forth on that one, right? And that's how you take control when you're not the first one to serve as that ball goes off to the wayside. She'll send it back to her opponent to serve, and they'll do this dance again. Joe has the potential to end this match pretty quickly here. It looks like she's doing. A number now. It looked like early her opponent from Albright was able just to really get on her, but as of more recently, looked like it's been a lot of Jill on the play, so I can certainly appreciate that. Gets her there on that one. The ball's a little bit too low. She can't elevate it. They'll swap serving sides. That should be the end of round 1 here for our second round of volleys. Last time in doubles, Jill and her partner went in with a 3-2 lead into the final 2 stages of the doubles match. Just couldn't come back after. clutch up. So we'll see what you can do here and now. Able to draw the first point in singles. That one just goes over the net there. Those are the types of plays you really can't account for. They're really hard, and nobody just plans for something like that to happen. So when you react, you get a good reaction. When you don't react, well, the fate's pretty much the same. She'll go for a serve. Getting over the line on that one. And here's a really intense volley going on. I don't think that one stuck the landing zone. I got the men's team on the bench behind me. They were in action yesterday against the counterpart Albright group, the men's team. Also with a whole bunch of international talent. And I'm very fortunate to have a friend that actually goes to Albright. We were looking at last night. We found Australia, Chile, Sao Paulo, Brazil, I think was one of the places. I think they had one from Panama too, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. So, busting with a lot of international talent there. Makes for a robust program. Now it's the women's turn here today in action. For Alvernia to potentially reverse the script here. Doubles did not help. But we can see if singles might do the case. All they need is a win in one of their singles matches to at least pull a better performance than yesterday's game. And we talk a lot about it. Talk to the coaches, talk to assistant coach Luke Berger, their head coach. Just talk, and you hear the same message. We're rebuilding program, and I think that's very much in their identity here so far. A lot of people are just here to play it. While it's not among the most competitive play I think you'll see in all of collegiate tennis, they always look like they're having fun. As Albright gained the advantage over Jill here, 2-1. We'll see what she can do in the next two stages to potentially come back on this one and attempt to regain that advantage. She waits the first serve there. And an intense back and forth. Really trying to slow down her opponent's game just a little bit too hard on that last one. I think she's trying to look for a finishing move there, and instead of getting a full finish, just a little bit too hard on the back, a little bit too hard on the hand there, and sent a little bit too far blazing. But a good start. Actually able to get through a volley, get to a volley. Really intense between these two here. I don't think that one stuck the landing zone. Albright do a serve here. That one's sent in. Wait, I missed it there. I don't think it hit the white, and that one's way out of bounds. We'll see what they can do on this next one here. Obviously, we're looking for Jill to reestablish the lead in the connection here. That one's blowing out, it looks like. Oh, that could have been a powerful swing right there. That one could have been a finisher. They'll swap off, change score here, and we'll see what. No, excuse me, they won't. I think they're playing the next rounds. My lack thereof of tennis knowledge showing itself. Excuse me, they'll play the next round. As that one goes out of play. Looks like Jill will have established the lead here early, 15. Looking to see if she can take a wider lead here, really establish it. As that one goes out of play, it looks like. It's hard to tell without them constantly updating the score here. But making good timing on today's matches. Thank you for all who tuned in here today. I mean, looking at a very good start here to what is the home stretch. As a reminder, I'll be back in action on here Friday for the men's team, who will be doing their match against Stevenson. It should be their senior day of sorts. So we'll do that. It's always getting a little bit more intense now. Ooh, nice return there. And now we get onto that one. First serve, I think, went to the wayside, though. Take another go. Second serve makes in, the volley starts. And, ooh, nice recovery there. I don't think she got into the landing zone, but that is a nice recovery nonetheless. We should see our score change and go into the final two frames here. Someone will have the lead after this official score change here. Looks like it is 4-1. A giant comeback needed here. From Jill in order to salvage this game here, but not entirely impossible. We'll see comes of it. So they get set for this final set here. Should be the final set unless Jill can steal both, and this becomes very interesting. It's 4-3. Jill wins the next two. Things get even more interesting. But any singular set win between these two from Albright, I think deals it in for singles. Nice recovery there from Albright. Always allowing Jill to play her game. We'll see how well she can establish herself. In this round, I mean, coming off that last one and talking with her coach, you could hear she really had a positive vibe to the feels about this final match round that she might be potentially going into. So, I have a little bit of hope in a potential recovery here. But once again, it's got to be all perfect from here on out. I think the only team I've seen, or the only Alvernia the only Alvernia players I've seen do this, I've seen Luke Berger go close twice. He's now assistant coach here. And Jaden Lewis, I don't think he ever came back, although the guy could finish matches in under 20 minutes. Briz Boys, though. Briz Boys had one or two comebacks, I believe, last year in matches against opponents. So it is very much possible, and you can get very close. You just can't let the league get to you. That one way outside. That is definitely going to help her out. We'll see now if she can finish it off. I want to say they're close. Like, obviously, between all the misses without an official counter, I can't keep it. First serve is a miss, doesn't hit the landing zone. Jill will go again after that ball is collected and pocketed there from her opponent. Should be the last volley before I believe they swap. No, she actually might be giving that ball back. That's why I thought she hit the ball, but I guess it's not. I guess she's good. And Jill gets a nice point out of that one. At the end, I think. Trying to once again establish herself here. See if they can get a big league knock. Ooh. Having some nice looks there at the end. So that ball hits the netting. They will do this again. This time, servers change. Go Albright's way as they update the score here. And it looks like Jill did win both matches, which makes us 4-3. Now this gets very interesting. Or sorry, 5-2, excuse me. But still, this makes it very interesting. A lot of sports going on here today. Softball's practicing, a baseball JV scrimmage. This is what I was told. So interesting. And then on the side, women's tennis. I assume, though, that this is probably the last volleys that they will get here. And I believe we're coming in the closing stages potentially of this game. Singles matchup. Notice Alvernia is able to take the lead against Albright, but to maintain and build upon it, I've seen a lot less of that. One of the things I really liked about Jill here today is she's really trying to set the tone of volleys, of sets. And there's been glimpses where it has worked, and that is certainly the amazing part of it all. I think that was the match there for Jill. Final of 6-2, and the coach has been saying all this time they're in rebuilding stages. That's the troubles with rebuilding. You're not going to see success like that, win after win after win after win, but you're going to see small moments like that. And I saw small moments out of Jill here today in doubles and singles. There was a lot of domination of play, just couldn't completely finish it off. And you know what? That is completely expected to a rebuilding program. So they're going to go at it here for the second round. Excuse me if I made it seem like we were ending. Oi. Should probably not kick my tripod. You're going to see a lot of development, though, of Jill's really going to try to play her game here. And dude, that's a nice one. Once again, we're just seeing her overshoot. At times, a prospect to be expected. That one hits the netting, stops the volley. It was continuation. And just needs to elevate some of those swings there. She'll go again. That time able to land her volley. Very good. And that's the way to get your opponent. That is the way to trick your opponent on that one. Trip her up a little bit. It's a way for Jill to establish. On the second round. Now it's a matter of establishing and keeping. No easy task considering what the last round looked like, but not entirely impossible, all things considering. Kyle, take care. Seems like the first duos on this court is over. That or they're in a break and they're just watching. This is one of the fun parts about this is it's really hard to tell because, of course, they're on break. Sometimes they'll just watch the game. So they're going back to it. Same with Jill here. As they swap off serves, and Jill will put the first scores on the board here. 1-0 favor of her Albright opponent here. And once again, I don't think wins are the things you're looking for. I think you're just looking for, as a team like this, you're just looking for amazing progress. When you do get the wins, celebrate them. So see the first serves from Albright. They established the lead in the second round, trying to end things here quickly. Oh, and there you go. Something we wanted to see there from Joe, and it's really just that's the first step to trying to take this game back. As we will see the continuation. Oh, that one bounced just over the net. And just gets on that. Try to set it up there, and as Gary mentioned, she has the patience during it. Try to set herself up, but happens every now and then. You get your timing thrown off a little bit there. You're trying to be patient for the ball, patient, try to finish them off the killing move potentially, and you end up just missing. And it's all heat of the moment type thing. You're trying to get to that play before it finishes. So we will continue on. You're gonna walk in front of it. I'm not.
I'm sorry.
No, you're all good. You're all good. That one's just a little bit too far, a little bit too much power behind it. Can't plant in the landing zone. Right, a little bit too far up for a power swing like that. We're seeing the back and forth happen here. That ball just out. It's going to be very good for Jill's play here. She comes back. We go to a third set. Fresh set of rounds for her. Should be an exchange of serves, so a score change upcoming. Stands right now 3-0. And, just to kind of talk about the game itself. If coming from a guy who can't really keep track of a tennis score, Jill's performance has looked amazing at times. Other times, obviously, hasn't shown the same, but there are moments where I think Jill's performance has looked very, very good. So I can talk a lot to that. first serve goes off. That one bounced off the net. These might be the final 2 rounds here. As we see, they're going to go around for another serve here. I like to see some glimpses of some good play from Jill here. One of the things I'm noticing, she's putting a lot of power, a lot of height behind some of her plays here. Right. Stick those landings a little bit nicer. As that's a good one by her. She stuck those landings pretty nicely. As they will go again. I think Jill can be a very dangerous player. She's got the power. She's got the, what do you want to call it? Intensity to her game at points. Apply that power, apply that intensity, and apply that patience. And that could be really deadly. When all 3 work in tandem, it's going to be a really interesting combination. You've seen glimpses of it, I've said. But I'd love to see a long, sustained version of it. Maybe that runs a full match, because
Sorry.
no, you're good.
Woo!
Oh, my bad.
No, you're fine.
But, you're just catching those glimpses from her here today. And I think hers is the last match, actually. Wow. I was looking around at the courts. I didn't even realize. Going back for it. Oh. Deceptive landing. She's able to get a point on that. With a couple of those deceptive landings, she might be able to rob a couple of points, a point here and a point there. It's 15-30 right now. We'll see her go again. It's that one. A little bit too much power behind it. So they'll do this jig again. And yeah, you're seeing it there now. Flip. 4-1. Jill able to get one back, and it doesn't put her out of the race. Like we said, I've seen some pretty crazy comebacks in my years, so. Let's take a short intermission here. It's kind of an odd day. When it's breezy, it's nice, and then they're right in the sun, so good for them to get a couple of breaks in here and there. First ball serve doesn't quite go. They'll do this again. The longest of the singles matchups so far, interestingly enough. It's got to count for a little bit of something. As the sun is kind of deceptively giving off a glare. I got my camera. Yeah, we're good. See a nice volley forming here. Just once again not able to plant it. I love the wind. But I've noticed from some of the serves more recently, and there you go. But I noticed from some of the serves from Jill more recently, just to comment upon that, is when it has been going on, it hasn't been wild. It's been a lot closer. It seems like there's a lot more control behind it, right? Seems like she's just having a lot of fun with it. As that one goes out. Does the jig again. Nice first serve, and that one over the net. Wow. Thanks, Chief. It's like we said before, they're trying to establish control, but just not able to. Joseph's not able to keep the game in her control for very long. And once again, like I said before, the fact this is the longest lasting singles matchup, right? Excluding the first one that happened over there, that one finished up faster than that and this one. So with all that being said, there's something to be said about the singles matchup taking a long time to finish up. Clearly means that these are probably two of the best players going at it. Many remember last year Luke Berger was in the number one position, and he had a lot of long rounds. Well, they put Jaden Lewis in the I forget if it was the number 3 or the number 2 position last year, but they put him in those positions, and his matches were over in 20-some minutes. So it really does make a difference about which position they put you in. right? I'd be very interested to see as the match ends here. It looks like Albright will have taken the better of both matches in which they have seen Jill here today. That being said, there's a lot to be said about her performance. The fact that this match went on for a solid 40 minutes and just able to watch her in moments get really good glimpses of power behind the racket, really just get a good setup at points, and I think put up against non-number one opponents, you're going to have a lot of luck with that. So, really just speaking to the amazing talent that I know. I know obviously the scores of the games 6-2, 5-1, I think 6-1, excuse me, don't really speak to it. But I think it speaks, of course, to the fact that she was able to go a long time as a number one spot against a number one opponent. That's been all the action here from Alvernia Women's Tennis here today. Men's will be in action on Friday around 2 p.m., I'm told, so I should be there to cover. Just watch for any updates on that. And remember, for everybody watching, good morning, good afternoon, good night, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in on this sunny afternoon.